Hello everybody, I'm Ryu Gozrar, and today we'll be covering, well not today, we've been doing 3 videos today, this is the third one. For this video we'll be covering TvZ and the ever so popular build of Speed Mech, Battlemech, Cyclone Mech, it goes by many names. We'll be covering that build today and how I like to open it. There are many ways to go into Speed Mech, but my favorite way is to do this build. For this build, we'll be going into just regular Hellion Banshee. We'll be transitioning into 3 factory fast starport play off of, you guessed it, gas first. Gas first just entails grabbing the gas at about 15, and then grabbing your racks later at the usual time of 16. There are no great or big differences between racks first and gas first, as opposed to just having a faster factory or a faster CC. Both starports really finish at the same time, so all you're really trading between the two builds is how many units you'll have early on and how expensive your units will be later on. As with gas first, you can get the higher tech units, you know? So because we're going to be going banshees, we're going to be wanting that extra gas, since the quicker the banshees are, the less time Zerg has to prepare for them. Now, in addition, you could go racks first in this build and just go for a Viking Liberator instead, if that is your style. Now, with Speed Mech, this style is so popular for so many reasons. Apart from it being incredibly fun to play, it's also very mobile, and you can trade a lot with the Zerg. So we're going to go ahead and grab that CC down by 142. We're a little bit late on it. Sometimes it comes down 144. Really depends on the map. We're going to go ahead and grab that next worker, and we're just going to go ahead and build a factory.
You require more Vespine gas.
We're going to build it about this close to the barracks, because once the add-on is done, the reactor, we're going to swap it off. Now we're going to go ahead and grab that reactor. Sorry, our refinery, and then our reactor. Now, small little note, I like to send my Reaper just to quickly look around, and the reason for that is because with gas first, we don't have any defending units, so holding off a quick Ling attack is kind of hard when you don't have that Marine. So you don't want to really send out your Reaper too early. Now, this does mean you should SCV scout if you want to be safe against, say, one base Baneling Bus or one base Ravager all-ins. But we're just going to leave the Reaper here in case they decide to send some Lings across the map. So we're going to go ahead and lift that factory. We're going to go ahead and lift this barracks. It's going to make a tech lab over here. And once these 2 Hellions are started, we can now send out that Reaper. Because we're against the AI, as usual, we're just going to leave the units. And we're just going to focus on the build. We're going to go ahead and drop that mule. The first 4 Hellions are going to be rallied out to your Reaper. Now, this is a preference thing, but you can go between 4 Hellions to 2 Hellions. Personally, sorry, 4 Hellions to 6 Hellions. Don't do 2 Hellions, that's very greedy. I personally think that going 6 Hellions is superior. Now we're going to go ahead and grab a Viking and Cloak.
You're short on minerals.
Oh.
Are you saturated yet? You have not
We're going to go ahead and grab a depot immediately after that Banshee. Now, the next 2 Hellions are just going to be rallied to sit inside the main base. And the reason for this is because while you have your Reapers... oh, we forgot Cloak. Ooh, that is a big one. Try not to forget Cloak. I knew I was missing something. My mistake. It's just for against the AI though, so it's not too big a deal. They're going to send this Viking out to really just like, you know, kind of poke at the Zerg's units. Now, back to what I was saying originally. The reason why we like to keep these 2 Hellions at home is because these 4 are more than enough to keep the Zerg pressured at their base. So we don't really need to send out more, and in case they send some Lings across the map, we still got an extra backup defense. We're going to go ahead and make this depot here, and by the time this guy's finished here, we'll be able to make a CC and still not get supply capped. We're going to leave this guy on for a little while. We're going to go ahead and make about 2 Banshees.
took long enough.
We're going to swap this barracks off just to make one more tech lab. And with this Banshee, you would usually try and send it around here. You can have the Viking clear out Overlords here, or Overlords here. I like to have the Viking clear out the path for where my Banshee will go, just so we kind of delay how long it's going to be scouted for. So again, we're against the AI, so no real reason to send it out so early. We're going to go ahead and drop 2 factories and an armory. And then we're going to drop our double gas.
My dad always researches that one. You
And we're just going to swap this add-on off. We're going to leave, sorry, we're going to swap the barracks add-on on. We're going to leave the starport on, and we're just going to keep on making those banshees. Now, we don't need to do anything real big with the banshees right away. You can bank them up if you'd like to. You can poke at the creep with them. Whatever you'd like to, but try to keep on making one at a time. When this army is done, we're going to start +1 attack. We're going to send these units down here and drop down an eBay.
What's going on?
And once these 2 factories are up and running, we're going to go ahead and start
Will do.
2 more.
Ready to raise some hell.
We're going to start cyclone range. +1 attack. This orbital. We're going to go right away and grab these next few gases.
Need more energy.
We're going to cut banshees for just a little while. We're going to go ahead and grab
Not enough Vespene
our
gas.
first cyclone,
Need more Vespene gas.
and then our second cyclone subsequently after.
You're out of supply. Not enough.
And send that
energy.
overlord to, or sorry, these Vikings to just kill those overlords if you want.
You need more supply. Need more energy.
Oh, we're a little bit supply capped here. Remember, once you land the 3rd base, to just start making that depot wall. Very important. We're going to go ahead and just drop an extra supply depot for cheating.
Supply depots
Now,
required.
with this style, we're going to go ahead and grab 2 tech labs as opposed to
Need
another
more supply
reactor.
depots.
We're going to go ahead and grab blue flame. And a few more cyclones. The reason for this is because cyclones build so quickly and so cheaply that we can afford to make 4 of them at a
Not
time.
enough minerals.
We're going to go ahead and rally those cyclones down there.
We require
And by the time you have about 2 of your cyclones out and the upgrades near finished,
required.
you want to begin sending them out. We're going to go ahead and make a few more depots,
What's going on?
since you don't want to get
There,
capped.
there.
Make sure to scan your opponent to see what type of tech they're going into, as if it could be mutas or it could be hydras, you'd like to know.
Ready to raise.
Need
Behind
more
this, if
minerals.
you can, and you have the APM to spare, just have your cyclones kind of go out and poke at
Not enough
their
minerals.
creep. Now
Not
we're going to
enough
begin Banshee
minerals.
production again, and
You
we're
have
going to go
not
ahead
enough
and save for
minerals.
Hyperflight rotors.
We require more
Remember to keep
minerals.
on making those workers and keep on making those depots.
You're short on
And
minerals.
we're going to make those
Are you
cyclones, and we're going to
saturated?
make those hellions.
Not enough minerals.
And you're going to notice that as +1 is finishing, we're going to go ahead and start a
This upgrade makes
second
your
armory,
unit stronger.
as well as +1 armor.
Online. Let's go.
We're going +1 armor first because our second eBay should be starting +2 attack,
Need
which
more
should finish
minerals.
with
But they're
+2 armor
paying
because
off.
it's starting a little bit
You have
later,
not enough
SCV
minerals.
ready.
or just a little bit ahead of time. We're going to cut some units for now, and we're just going to go ahead and drop down that Fort CC. Keep on mulling, keep on making those units.
You're short on minerals. Are you saturated?
By the time you reach a few cyclones and you feel like they've begun transitioning, or they have a big Roach Ravager force coming, it's okay to then begin making some tanks. In fact, I'd encourage people to make a few early on tanks, just in anticipation.
Let's go. Cyclones ready
We're going to go ahead and start that +2 attack.
You require more Vespene gas.
We're going to go back to making some Banshees. The Banshees are very good at holding Roach Ravager as well, so they're pretty useful to have all throughout the game, and they can sometimes snipe tech. Let's go ahead and keep on making those Banshees.
go. Cyclones.
Not enough.
Make
Need
another
more
tank,
Vespene
and
gas.
back to
Might
Hellions.
be time to expand.
We're going to go back to making some workers, and by the time these depots are done, we should have our max supply.
Need more
Let's go ahead and make
minerals.
some
You
more
need
Cyclones
supply
again.
depots.
Our units should be finishing up over there, so we can begin sending them.
Ready to raise.
Grab these 2 bad boys over here, send them to that gas.
Insufficient Vespene gas. You're at max supply. You require
We're going to
more
go ahead
Vespene.
and
Not enough
make
energy.
this PF.
In the rear.
We're just a worker short, but that's really okay. And usually with this style, you're kind of always going out on the map and
That
attacking.
mineral field's gone.
But I guess since we kind of turtled up, we can go ahead and send this big old push across the map. Usually you're not really sitting back and turtling with this style, but it's okay for this game since we were just against the AI.
Not enough
We
energy.
can go ahead and start our next CC.
Cyclones ready.
Usually with the style, you will be floating a lot of minerals, so if you need to, drop down some
You
missile
got killed
turrets or
there.
drop down some CCs. Really up to you.
Cyclone
And you can see we got quite the large mech
Mineral field
force.
depleted.
You can see you kind of just lock on here, and you just kind of kill things. Now, it is important that when you're sniping some bases, that you actually manually grab the lock-on and click the base, as that can burst it really quick. For demonstration, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a couple of cyclones. We're going to turn off the automatic lock-on. I'm just going to show you how powerful this upgrade really is. Let's kill these units real quick. Let's say we do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 lock-ons on. You can see just how quick this hatchery is really melting. Of course, try not to use all your lock-ons, as other units may be coming to get you. But you can see just how quick and effective really lock-on is. And honestly, it's the new Cyclone lock-on upgrade that really makes this whole style work, as well as the synergy with just the Hellions and these speed banshees. Now, that'll be all for today's video. Thank you for watching.